When it comes to coronavirus, San Diego is again in the national spotlight. The Trump administration is citing research from local scientists as evidence that we could be close to herd immunity. But one of the authors says that conclusion is way off. ABC 10 News anchor Derek Stahl is going in depth to explain what these T-cell studies show and what they don't.
It's one of the great mysteries of the pandemic. Why do some people wind up in the hospital from COVID-19 while others have virtually no symptoms? New advisor to the president, Dr. Scott Atlas, has this take.
There is immunity. There is already existing immunity from either other coronavirus infections or related infections.
The senior fellow at a Stanford University think tank has gone on several outlets suggesting many Americans have pre-existing protections that make them virtually immune to the virus.
There's a pretty good chance that herd immunity requires way less infections because there's existing immunity out there and actually may have already been reached in a place like New York. We don't know, but it's possible.
That surprising conclusion is based on scientific papers like these, Pre-Existing Immunity to SARS-CoV-2, all co-authored by Dr. Shane Crotty at the La Jolla Institute for Immunology.
It's just a misunderstanding of the science. Immunologists use the word immunity to mean a number of different things, unfortunately. Usually we use that word to just mean the presence of cells of the immune system, not necessarily protective immunity. Protective immunity is its own thing.
Dr. Crotty and his colleagues at LJI have been studying T cells, white blood cells that do different jobs in the immune system from antibodies. Only people who have been infected with the coronavirus have antibodies against it, but studies by Dr. Crotty and others have shown that up to 50% of people have what are called helper T cells that can recognize the new coronavirus. Those helper T cells can sound the alarm and call in reinforcements.
We're not saying those 50% of people are protected as if you've already had a COVID-19 infection. What we're saying is those 50% of people have a head start in responding to the virus, which is a good thing, but does affect herd immunity.
He says T cells only kick in once a virus has hijacked a cell, so T cells alone can't stop a virus in its tracks. Scientists aren't sure why some people who have never been infected have these T cells that can recognize the coronavirus. They speculate it's because there are 4 other coronaviruses in wide circulation that cause the common cold. And scientists also aren't sure about the biggest burning question, why some people seem to get really sick and others do not.
So we have no data, and neither does anybody else, as to whether these T cells really help or not.
To answer that question, Dr. Crotty says scientists would need blood samples from tons of healthy people and then would have to closely study the ones who get infected. They're trying to raise money for that kind of research, but they're not there yet. Derek Stahl, ABC 10.